Hi, everyone. Welcome to the monthly podcast with the one, the only brother, Big Joe Williams, joining us for another talk on geopolitical and financial and whatever else comes to mind. And we always appreciate him as a brother, team member, friend, and all of his various musings. So, as always, if you're new to the podcast, please do like, subscribe, and share so the channel can grow and others can gain in the knowledge you've been afforded. As you know, Joe has a extensive background as a retired military officer and also a police officer serving venerably in the Houston Police Department for many years, a lifelong Texas resident, and also has a book and a two-part series coming out, Blindsided, by him and his partner, Leslie. And we are always happy to have Big Joe back on. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, the other movie, the other book is it's a standalone. This is it right here. We're working on it now. We just did the blurb. This is called a blurb. The back of flyers or the back of the book. It's called a blurb. But I had someone ask me once, text me, did I know Brandon Tatum? And I'm like, okay, just because I was a police officer don't mean I know every police officer. But to me, Brandon Tatum is a rookie. He only did 5 years. I did 25. So
touche.
Yeah. So nothing against him. I did send him a book and everything. He still didn't acknowledge me. So you know what? That's okay. I'm not even worried about it.
Don't even sweat it, brother.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this first? You want to do financial or geopolitical? What's your choice?
Let's hit the financial stuff first.
Okay.
Get that out of the way, and
I set you up.
You do your part, and then I'll have a video to play behind the financial stuff.
Perfect. Well, I mean, it's pretty simple, Joe. We talked about in my audience as well, where on the Telegram, this is a huge day for us, a tipping point, because XRP is now in alignment with ISO20022 as part of
the RV survival
FedWire. It's okay. FedWire / WorldWire.
RV survival guide
which really means XRP and XLM conjoining into one piece. You see that, let's see, XRP was at a little over 3 this morning. Let me check right now in real time here on our show, Exodus, and see what's going on. 295. Bitcoin was at 121. It's now just a touch under 120. So that tells you where those movements are going to go up, right? We're watching to see over the next couple of days the huge impact that's going to have, not so much the stock market, but mostly the crypto markets. We're in a bull cycle, right? So that's going to have huge effects. We've got, Russia is working hard as the second world's largest gold producer, working hard to separate themselves from London and the COMEX like we did here in the States. They're going to be running gold up on the St. Petersburg Stock Exchange towards the end of the year. That has huge implications for BRICS. Now, listen carefully, folks. Just because I said they're putting on a stock market towards the end of the year does not mean we're waiting for the reset till the end of the year. Don't hear what you want to hear. Just hear the facts and just let us roll it out, okay? This is a huge week as a tipping point because this should send everything running. Trump has said by August 1st with the tariffs. I think you and I both know, Joe, he's not going to really do 50% tariffs. That's just a sort of a move and counter move negotiating instrument threat, right? Much like Iran. We see the grave surrender of Iran coming with the militias that have drawn down their weapons. I showed you on Friday vis-a-vis Majid. Whether you want to say that's staged or not, it's certainly leading to that event. I think it's probably already happened behind the scenes. I think you would agree. We got Nelson Chamisa with Zimbabwe getting louder and louder. We have Judy Shelton getting louder and louder. We have the Fed meeting on the 30th. What a coincidence. They're probably going to have Powell either out or by then bring in their new Fed or Treasury chair, I should say, to be precise, because the Fed's been baked in the Treasury, since 2020 with COVID, August 1st. Interesting coincidence is that the Fed meeting and the tariff deadline are 2 days apart, which seems to suggest that a lot's going to happen optically as well. So as I see it, Joe, right now on the 14th today, the next 2 weeks, we're in a huge window of change and demarcation with respect to the financial reset. You'll also note historically that August 18th, I believe, or thereabouts, Nixon and Kissinger took us off of the gold standard. Wouldn't it be interesting if the new Treasury / Fed chair, which we strongly built in from all the evidentiary stuff we've shown before, is wholesale the one to take over Powell, excuse me, and she brings back the gold standard while they simultaneously audit the Fed, and audit the Fort Knox, excuse me, to show that we do in fact have the gold, like a lot of other parts of the world do. Russia and Philippines and Zimbabwe and many other nations, for that matter, have it. And so that's kind of where we are. But we're in a sweet spot right now, Joe, as I see it financially, for everything to tick off. Your thoughts?
Okay, now I just want to get a pen and paper to write down my thoughts every time you come up with something. A lot of people tend to not understand how tariffs work. And so let me give you a makeshift analogy.
Yeah, please.
John lives next door to me. He has a thriving business in his house. I live in my house right next door, which is basically a continent away. Let's put it that way. But I'm next door to him. I want to sell my stuff in John's house. But John is like, okay, if you're going to sell stuff in my house, I'm going to require 5%, 10% of whatever you make. That should cover any fees for selling your product in my house. That's what the United States did. See, for long before Trump got in office, we were paying what, 70, 80, 90% tariff to everyone in order, and these people wasn't even allowing us to sell our products in their country. But yet we either didn't charge them anything for selling their product here, or it was under 5%. So we weren't making any money. And that was done, that was purposely done because they wanted to sink the United States. Now, a lot of people think that, oh no, the government wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. They did that because they wanted us to be a third world country. And the best way to do it is from the inside out. They start shipping all the businesses out, all tax dollars, they were pretty much giving it away. We had no surplus or anything. Everything we had was given away for free. I mean, look at what Biden did with the weapons, the military weapons. They wanted to weaken our military to the point to where when we go to war, we would lose the war. And once you do that, what happens? You go according to their constitution, if they have one in place. The victor gets the spoils. Is that how it goes? To the victor, the spoils. And
yeah,
that's
to the victor goes the spoils. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And what you didn't see optically was Trump going to war against Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. did not belong to the United States. It belonged to the Vatican. The three pillars: Vatican, London, and Washington, D.C. So therefore, our enemy owned Washington, D.C. Therefore, once Trump took over the first time, that's why he fenced it in. He didn't fence it in because he was trying to keep someone in or out. He fenced it in because that's foreign territory to us. But as far as the tariffs, Trump is like, okay, we're going to level the playing field. Remember, he said that. He said we're going to level the playing field. If you want to sell product here in the United States, you need to pay us. And if you want to make a deal with us, let us sell some of our product in your country as well. And that's what Trump is doing right now. He's not only using that, but he's also using that infamous list that everyone's been talking about lately. That I believe he's using that as a negotiation tool, to be honest with you, a negotiating tool. And getting these countries to bow down, along with the angels showing up with him and all of that. So, but that's a whole new different show. But go ahead, John.
No, but there are, as both Christians, there are huge nuances and implications with the mighty war angels protecting them 100%. You're right. No, absolutely. I mean, tariffs just mean we're going back to the Constitution. And one thing you and I have talked about separately and corporately, I just had a show with Mahoney about this. And I was explaining because he had fear about, people have consternation, fear about taxes on these blessings. No, it's like the global tax treaty confirmed years ago that that's not going to happen because it would ruin the respective GDP of all 207, 209 nations and provinces, right? But you saw, as you know, you're one of our great team members and a research maven. You saw that Marjorie Taylor Greene posted last week the idea of removing capital gains tax on homes. Do we really think it's going to stop at homes? Of course not.
No. no.
We know damn well that they already unwound the Fed into the Treasury in 2020. And as of last week with the fourth, we became unofficially a constitutional republic. I always told you about, the Leviticus 25, 9 to 12, right? In the Jewish tradition, every 50 years, there's a jubilee. What does that signify today? Central banks. Central banks only have a 40 to 50 year life cycle. We're already over that. We're way past pregnant. This baby needs to be delivered. Everybody agrees. So you have a jubilee, Joe, from this July to the fourth next year, right?
Right. And
Go ahead.
no, I agree. I agree 100%. And it's biblical too. If you read your Bible, you know that this Jubilee is biblical. This is something that's been done for years. I mean, why do you think creditors say, okay, if it's on your credit, bad credit, and it's on there for 7 years, well, we'll remove it? Well, go look in the Bible and it'll tell you if a person owes you for over 7 years, you erase that debt.
Exactly. And so you have that. And then I showed you the link the other day with Judy Shelton, which we believe is going to be the replacement for Powell. Again, what a coincidence, as I said earlier, 30th and the first abutting each other with two major decision points, right? But Judy Shelton wants to return us back to Treasury gold-backed bonds. Now, we know the 10 and 30-year Treasury yields are crap. That's why all the BRICS countries like Japan, well, Japan will become BRICS at some point, but, Brazil and all, China, everybody's dumping the Treasury bonds. They have been for years. So you say to yourself, well, why is she supporting Treasury bonds if they're crap? She's not talking about the Fed. She's talking about the Treasury bonds. She's talking about our personal bonds, our birth certificate, our Social Security, our Treasury Direct bonds that you and I dug into 4 years ago. That's how they're going to bring it back to us, because that's how the deep state, the cabal, has been living off of us vis-a-vis through the banks for centuries.
Yeah, 100% right. 100% right. Especially with the bonds, and also even with the foreign currency. I'm still hearing. I'll listen to a lot of videos and calls, and they talk about it being a taxable taxable event, which of course we both agree that it's not, because if it were a taxable event, it would have been taxed when you got it. You got a fee that's on top of it that the bank charges you for the transaction, but that's it. And I think they max out at 1% when you go back and when you do the exchange. I think it is one.
Yeah, it's one here again. So there's not going to be taxes on the blessing on cryptos or foreign currencies. One basis point. It's a 1% basis point from the. Excuse me. I'm sorry. My too many shows today. A 1% basis point from the bank. Okay, so basically it equates to $100,000 per transaction, depending on the size and scale of what you're doing.
Right. Which leads right into a video I want to play.
Go for it. I'm turning it over to you.
Sharing is not turned on. Your host is not allowed sharing for this meeting. You got to turn the sharing tab on.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. My bad. Let me. Apologies. Okay, you should be able to be free to do that now.
All right. Do you see the video?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. Here we go.
The RV Survival Guide for Formerly Fiat-Fatigued Humans, or How Not to Blow Your Galactic Opportunity in a Fluorescent Bank Office. So, the RV is knocking. You hear it, right? That gentle ding-dong in your soul, somewhere between divine timing and an encrypted push notification. Yes, that one. The financial reset of centuries is preparing to make its elegant entrance, and you, dear frequency master, have a front row seat. So before you sprint to the nearest financial institution with your arms full of currency, like it's a game show from 1994, breathe. This is not supermarket sweep. QFS edition. Banks will be banks, but you don't have to be a chicken. Let's be clear. Banks are not your fairy godmother. They are more like highly trained psychic gymnasts wearing three-piece suits, trying to figure out how to emotionally acrobat you into giving up your sovereign stash, all while offering you something shiny like 17% interest, compounded bi-weekly with bonus air miles and free coffee. Sounds tempting, doesn't it? Don't bite. That's not a cookie, that's a contractual spell. Think like a mastermind, not a lotto winner. When the notifications come, be they via phone call, smoke signal, encoded pigeon, or SafeLink website, do not lose your plot. This is not the moment to shout, "We're rich," and throw gold bars at strangers. This is the moment to remember, you're not here to feed the machine. You're here to unplug it, and then repurpose the wires into something much cooler. The tokens are already safe. Let them sit. Yes, your digital asset-backed tokens are real. Yes, they are likely sitting on a fancy-sounding, ultra-secure ledger that will one day be known as the thing that saved humanity from another interest rate. It may be called QFS, it may be renamed something bland like Fedverse or Ledger Cloud. Either way, don't throw your entire lump sum into a bank account all at once, to one that says, hey, you might actually be the value. Sit with that for a second, so don't panic, don't rush. Don't bulk dump your digital inheritance into the first smiling banker offering you opportunities. There will be plenty of time to invest later. After the fog clears, the dust settles, and the matrix admits defeat. Final frequency drop. You're here to lead the shift, not from the front with fanfare, but from the inside with clarity, strategy, and a deeply bendy mindset. So, wait, think, stay sovereign, and if all else fails, channel your inner black duck and glide through the storm like it was choreographed. Because this time, the wealth is in your discernment, and they can't take that.
Now I got that from Amina. Was by way of Amina.
Shout out to Amina.
Nordega, Nordiga on X.com. She posted this.
Sure.
And it was beautifully written. I liked it because it's telling you to take a breath first before you even go to the bank. If you have to take a day or two just to let that excitement die down in you because you go there and you'll make a bad decision. Check over your notes. Close that up. Okay, am I back? I think I'm turned off. Yeah, just take a breath and pause, go over your notes, and make sure you have things in place. Okay, close. There it is. All right, and get ready for the next video when you get a chance. But
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready on you.
The next subject. What do you have over there, John?
I mean, I've pretty much. I think the audience has a pretty good consensus of what's going on with things. I think I summated it because they know the backstory, and your audience does respectively. So I think I've kind of summated it as succinctly as possible. Really, at this point, I'm just going to turn over to you to show what you're showing. One of the things I did want to have you talk to the audience about, you talked about tariffs and the misconceptions there. I think there's some misconceptions with what President Trump is doing with monies to Ukraine and NATO and all that. Maybe you can kind of that.
I know that the money. Remember, I think it was last week. He said he's going to send weapons to Ukraine. Now, the type of weapons he's going to send were going to be defense type weapons basically to defend themselves, not to be aggressors, but to defend themselves. But check this out, though. He's slick. He sent it through the UN, United Nations. United Nations bought the weapons from United States, and then they sent the weapons to Ukraine because all the money that Ukraine was getting from us was for free, no holds barred, no sign. It was just, here you go. Spend this money at will and don't keep a receipt, don't bring back a receipt, and just make sure you blow it all and come back for more when you get a chance. That's why Zelensky kept coming back, hand out, hired in a giraffe tongue and trying to ask for more money. But dealing with Trump and if I could jump to a different subject dealing with Trump and
please.
Going on.
Go ahead.
Him and Pam Bundy, they think that there's something bad going on, which I don't think it is. I think it's all optics. But I found a video on the internet. I want you to check this out, which breaks it down really well, and I like the way he did it because he hit it with receipts. So check this out.
Now, all you Trump supporters who were talking shit on Trump, turning y'all's back on his ass because he stood behind Pam Bondi when she said that there was no Epstein list. Do y'all get it yet? If not, let me break it down, fam. It was all a setup. And I think Pam Bondi was in on it. Do y'all not find it suspicious the very first time the talks of the list was being spoken about 6 weeks ago? You even had some Democrats asking for the list to be released. Then 2 days ago, Pam Bondi says there is no list. Now you got Bongino and Patel both saying that they would resign if Pam Bondi don't. Here's where the setup is. Pam Bondi was not Trump's first pick. Matt Gaetz was. Pam Bondi was used because she is liked by all Republicans and some Democrats, while Matt Gaetz is hated by all Democrats and some Republicans. I think Pam Bondi knew she was going to be the Attorney General until August, which is just 2 weeks away. You know what that means? President Trump can follow the Constitution. Article 2, Section 2, Clause 3. He can appoint Matt Gaetz without any Senate confirmation. You know why in August? Because the Senate is out of session. Matt Gaetz can be the Attorney General until January 2026. Enough time for him to change the minds of those individuals on the right that didn't like his ass. And I'm not for anybody weaponizing the DOJ to go after their political rivals, but I do remember when Democrats once told me no one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. Well, to me, that implies politicians as well. Trust the process, fam. You may not like how Trump does things or says things, but I do believe in the man, and I definitely think there's reason to his method. I'm just giving him a chance like I said I would. Even though there was a lot of fucked up foul shit that I heard by some of you guys, I still love y'all. But real talk, some of y'all acted like some real Democrats. One team, one fight, one mission. Let's make America great again, huh? Now, all you Trump supporters.
Now he couldn't have said it any better. A little.
I agree. I
I
agree.
forgot the profanity was in there, but
Yeah.
but yeah, he hopefully we can beat that one out, blurt it out a little bit.
I'll work on it. Yeah.
But he was straight to the point, and he came with receipts too, and it makes a lot of sense. Because remember, I told you that I said I think Pam Bundy was actually a decoy. Remember, I told you this, and I said because he wanted Matt Gaetz in there, and he can appoint Matt Gaetz, and he can be in there for I think it's 180 days before he appoints someone. And because he actually did the exact same thing when he put Judge what's her name? Judge Perret, what's her name?
Amy? Talking about Amy Comey Barrett?
No. The one she used to be on the 5. He just put her in.
Oh, Judge Jeanine Pirro.
Perro, that's her name. Judge Perro. He just appointed her.
Mm-hmm.
And he has 180 days before he put someone through Congress to get confirmed. But I thought what he said made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And sticking with the Trump theme, there were a lot of things happening this weekend. One of the things is, let me prep this.
While you're doing that, Joe, let me just say one quick thing while you're segueing. So he's right. Excuse me. There's a message to Trump's madness. He's doing something that no other president's done. He's actually deploying the constitutional republic, right? The other thing is, just like you're talking about how he can use certain articles to bring in Matt Gaetz to segue. You don't think he's doing the same thing with Scott Bessent in the Treasury? He's got Article 10 of the Federal Reserve Act that if they find malfeasance, which they've already found with money laundering and corruption and misappropriation of funds, theft, nice way of putting that, they can get Powell out. So they're using this. Powell's playing the role he's told to play. It's just another smoking narrative. But they got to get the public, the sheep on board, and they got to understand, because they've walked people down a Doge path of waste and fraud. This is just another extenuation of that, right? So they can get people on that page. It's kind of like Doge in a deeper sense. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we do have the gold. Maybe we don't need the Fed. I could actually not pay property excise, capital gains, and income tax. Oh, I'm all on board for that. You see, they're just walking them down the path.
Yeah. And it's all in the plan. It's all in the plan. That's why you have to trust the plan. And if you take the 40,000 foot view, it would come clear, because everything I'm telling you, me, Amina, we break this down, and then I call you or you call me, and between muffin talk and and butchering the hits like we normally do, we connect some dots. We always connect dots, and the thing about it is, John and I, we don't like being right. if you understand what I mean by that, because sometimes it comes at a cost. And a lot of people are suffering because we're telling you, hey, this is how it's going to go. It's going to be painful. It's going to go this direction. This is how the sausage is made. But just know, when it's done, you slop that sausage on the grill and pull it off, it's going to be delicious. That's basically it. But right now, you're going to have to go through some pain. And in order to get that sausage, some cows had to fall, some pigs had to fall. Stuff had to be done. It's gonna be bad in some ways, but it's going to be better. Now, one of the things that this was going on this weekend was this. On the 13th, they were this was the anniversary of this day. The July 6th, July 13th incident. That's what I call it, the July 13th incident. And a lot of people were getting upset because you have 6 suspended Secret Service agents. And a friend of mine called and asked Joe, why didn't they fire them? I said, no, you don't want to fire them, because here's the reason why you don't want to fire them. Throughout the investigation, you can question them at will. Once you let them go, they're a civilian. Then they can come with an attorney, and then they'll start lying and pleading the fifth to a lot of stuff. But if you keep them employed, they have to pretty much answer a lot of these questions. They have to come in for questioning. And a lot of them probably took deals. As long as this thing is going out, they'll probably be employed until criminal charges are brought up. Once criminal charges are brought up, then they'll be fired. But for right now, no, you don't want to fire them yet. You want to keep them employed. That way, like I said, you can still question them. Especially, of course, they probably still have an attorney, but according to their job, there's certain questions they can answer. But you can still do it without an attorney present. But yeah, that's part of the reason why they did that. Now, I thought it was smart. I'm like, okay, yeah, don't fire them yet. No, you need them there for questioning. Well, of course, optically, because this thing has already been concluded, and they're just waiting for the time to reveal it. That's pretty much it on that aspect of it. And it's some iconic pictures came out of this thing, man. And see if you see it right there. Some iconic pictures came out of this, and with dealing with Trump, and it was a day that none of us want to go back to. Seeing this stuff, man, is and this is him at the bottom of that pile, the dog pile that they did on top of him on that stage. And let me see, can I get there it is. And this is reason why, no offense, unless this woman is like 6'6" or 6'7", something like that. Yeah, this is why they're not gonna have females out there, because
Right.
they can still get a shot in on them if they wanted to. But this right here is a video I came across that's dealing with Butler. Oh, but before I go to that video, here's something else I want you guys to see. Now, this shows you how incompetent the Secret Service. This is like it wasn't even the B team or the C team that was sent there. This is more like the D team. How can I compare it? I can. Oh, you remember Keanu Reeves when he played? He was a quarterback. What was the name?
The replacements.
Replacements, right? These were the replacements.
Mm-hmm.
The people who secured him were the replacements. Now, the A, B, C, and D team were sent up north to guard Jill Biden, and they made sure they did that. She held something somewhere where they required all teams to go up there and secure her. So they gave these people a block of instructions. This is what we used to call in the military, about a 3-hour block of instructions. Okay, you are a Secret Service agent today. Here's your badge. It still has the bubblegum wrapper on it. Just pull that off and pin it to your chest and go ahead and go. All right. And this is what happened. These people were texting during the entire time. See, these are all the texts that were popping up. I'm going to pause it so we can read all of them real quick. All right. Now, he's sitting to the direct right. Basically, they're talking about what's this, Ruth, I think is what the guy who shot at him there. I can't. I
I
saw
remember. I remember the young kid's name.
Bill and Ruth or something like that.
Something like that.
Anyway, yeah, and they are watching this guy. They know he's there. And here's some plot twist. They knew for 2 days that this was going to happen. And it's funny because that day, ironically, CNN has never aired a Trump rally, but that day they did. That day they actually aired a Trump rally. And look, they know the guys are up there. Put it in my car on a picnic table, 50 yards from the exit. Now they're texting with each other instead of doing the job they're supposed to do. Have a radio where it's quicker. Texting, it takes you a couple of seconds to type it in and send it. Now instead of just hitting on a radio. Now they were all between them, the police department, and there's another department out there. You're looking at three different frequencies of radios that were out there in that location, and you cannot talk. To when we used to do diplomatic stuff, we would all switch over to a certain channel where we all was on the same channel. My handheld radio was on the channel, communicating with everyone that's there, especially when the president would come to town. Also, my radio in the car would be on the city radio. That way I can still hear if it's emergency going on or anything like that. So, but the handheld radio was switched over to communicate with Secret Service, fire department, and all of that, and just in case emergency happens. So, yes, because I did do dignitary stuff assignments when I was here, and I was more voluntold to do that than volunteered. But hey, that's
All untold. And Joe, while you're doing that, not to, because you and I go through micro details, right? And
right.
Since you're on this subject, this is like the elephant in the room. I haven't really heard. I'm sure there's been some people, but I haven't heard it uniformly discussed. We know that's not the real Trump that was up there, right? We know every president. People don't know this, but every president has at least 6 doubles. That's been confirmed to be by many military people, some of which I've had on the show, and some I haven't, off camera. But do you remember that night or that afternoon when he got shot? That same evening, he was coming off the steps of the plane,
right.
and he looked completely fine and undeterred. How does that happen?
Yeah, I have a image here. While you're talking, I can go ahead and
Please.
It's several images of the many different versions of
Trump.
Donald J.
Yep.
So give me a sec to hunt.
Yeah, you're fine. Because the way it was explained to me, excuse me, the way it was expressed to me by some of the upper military people I've dealt with or talked to, like yourself, is presidents, like many actors, like many entertainers, have doubles for 2 reasons. One, so they can be in multiple places at once, and for potential assassination attempts. This seems to fit the bill on both counts.
Right. Now, this is while we're watching this video, I'm gonna look for that image of Trump.
Sure.
It's only like 4 minutes long, but
Okay.
we'll stop it here and there periodically to say some things. I think we're supposed to break it anyway because of copyright stuff. But check it out.
They're just saying Corey was shot by Thomas Crooks, and that's it. That is not it. Thomas Crooks was able to climb that roof undetected because there was only 4 Secret Service people there that day.
During the planning process, was Butler County ESU asked to secure the AGR complex, nor the perimeter surrounding that area.
I'm told the Secret Service, they need to post the guys over here. The Secret Service guys are like, yeah, no problem, we're gonna post guys over here.
Butler County law enforcement officials have said that on July 11, 2024, during a walkthrough in preparation for that July 13th rally, they raised concerns to the Secret Service several times about securing the AGR buildings.
There's many pieces to this puzzle. I want to know what happened that day.
The shooter is one of those people that I began to monitor. I've seen him going in and out of eyesight, looking up and paying close attention to where our sniper units were located within that building.
Crooks was spotted on the westernmost window facing south. The Beaver County sniper asked me to come speak with him, and when I went over there, he'd showed me he'd taken 2 photographs of Crooks. He was suspicious. He kept looking up at the window I was posted at. And as he kept looking up at the window I was posted at, he walked in up against the building to the point where I couldn't see him, almost like he was hiding.
just didn't really seem like he gave any cares about actually being at a presidential rally.
And then when they saw bad guy with a rangefinder, they passed that up the chain to me.
Just an FYI, we had a younger white male, long hair, lurking around the AGR building. He was shooting with a rangefinder, lighting the stage. We will send somebody to check it.
We're observing he has a rangefinder, and from their perspective, it looked like he was lasing the podium.
He was up against the building, believe he was looking up at us, and then he walked around the side of the building. We lost sight of him.
Tommy, that escalated our level of concern.
Be on the lookout for a white male, long hair, backpack, on a bicycle.
Immediately contacted the state police sergeant, and I know for a fact he took that information, passed it forward to the Secret Service.
The Secret Service, they were actually answering you.
I can tell you 100% that the Secret Service was absolutely aware. They had all of the information that we were telling them. The sergeant from the state police told me many times everything I told him was passed face to face to the Secret Service. There's no doubt in my mind they had the information.
I'm literally waiting to see the cavalry to come and swarm that building.
He's waiting, frustrated. You know, he's watching these people. Where is the response that's going to take care of this?
It was the ultimate failure of the Secret Service.
I just can't believe that building was left, like, not even checked.
Nor can we.
It was right there.
Yes.
What really gets me is that there was a threat and they let him come out on stage. If they would have just held him, none of this would have ever happened.
Now, one thing about that is when they dove on top of Trump, there was still, what is it, about 3 to 5 seconds that happened from the first shot. If you count it, it's like 1, 2, 3. If he had had a better aim or a better shot, he could have put at least 3 or 4 into Trump doing that before Secret Service was able to dive on top of him. So yeah, true enough, you have to thank Secret Service saying, hey, they did their job, which they did. They dove on top of them, but you still have that window that was right there. And, you know, he was still in danger and they didn't do anything about that. Well, I think it was planned, but that's another story.
Yeah, for sure.
The Secret Service, you're supposed to be protecting Trump. I mean, I don't even understand what their purpose of being there at all that day was.
As we kept getting information, we passed that forward. We ended up telling Butler Township Police, who they leave their traffic post to come over and try to look and find him.
I had other members of the Pennsylvania State Police come over to me. I showed them those pictures, let them know that this is what is going on, and I need people to find this person.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
And a lot went on during that entire day. It was pretty much planned. That's what they wanted. And this is one of the classic situation of ask for forgiveness. I'd rather ask for forgiveness as opposed to permission, if you get what I'm saying. Because they weren't planning on him surviving because they didn't have an out. They didn't have an excuse why they failed so bad. Because they can easily say, oh, we failed, you're fired. Fire someone, move them on, and brush it under the rug. You say, okay, yeah, she failed. If the Secret Service, the vice chair, he failed, so we're firing both of them. And you fire them and remove everybody that was there working as far as Secret Service. You fire or reassign all of those people, and then you can just go on like nothing happened. But if they weren't planning on God intervening in that and just striking his ear, Even though, yeah, I still think it was a different person there. I'm still trying to find that picture, but even the entire optics of it is there. It's so obvious that it was.
So agreed. One last thing for today, Joe, just because of interest of time. In all of your police / detective work and militaristic background, what sort of articulate and really all the deep dive seminal research that we all do, but you do especially in your end in this respect, the geopolitical side, what can you kind of convey to the audience to give them a sense that they're not seeing what they think they see, and that this is all basically a movie that this is well in hand. It's not the chaotic situation that it might appear to be.
Well, I believe you're at the same point that I'm at, that point of frustration where you're screaming at the top of your lungs that this is what you see is not happening. Here's the evidence. Here's what you think you see, but you don't see it. Like, say for instance, I did find some pictures I can prove. All right, like this picture right here. It keeps bouncing over there. Now, who is this guy? Now,
Pinocchio.
yeah, and you see that this guy he's been replaced in 2014. This is him right here. He's still short, but look at the nose. The nose is different.
Look at the ears.
The ears are different. Even the haircut, the hairline, right here.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting. It's like, it's just like, wow, okay, but you believe that Democratic Party ran the country. No. Here's another one. This one right here I thought was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Now I actually have a picture of Netanyahu before he got in office. Well, when the first couple of years before Trump got in office, and you'll see Netanyahu was taller and a little fatter than him. Well, a lot fatter, to be honest with you, a lot fatter than him. But of course, he's playing the role. And then here's another one. You think you're watching one thing, when actually you're watching a movie.
Something else entirely different.
Right. And here's another one.
Yeah.
It's like you look at both of them. It's like, okay, that's not the same person. This picture is you can get by with this one and say, okay, he looks older here. He's just older. He's just young in that other picture. Okay, well, explain this picture right here for me. Explain all of these. Nothing matches. This is not the same person.
Of course not.
Yeah, this is not the same person. And of course, you can't tell a lot of. I hate to call them liberals like that, but it's unfortunate but they are.
Cognitive dissonance, Joe. I mean, you saw ancestry. We put it on the Telegram. Thanks to you. 2018, he was taken out at Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, 2018. We played the video in here.
We did.
Mm-hmm. I played the video in here, and look at this. This, I mean, come on now. This, especially this one right here in the black and white. These are two different people. He looks like Bob Uecker right here on his Bob
Barker.
Yes, get outside. And pictures right here in the blue. Two different people. But you want to, let people go down with the ship, like the song says. And finally, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Here are the many faces of Trump right here. And you tell me if this is the same person. It's not. Look at this guy here. He looks 400 pounds heavier. Then he paid the orange spray paint on it.
Right.
This one here. Now this one here, I believe this one is a little younger than all the rest of the other body doubles he have, because he looks a little younger.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he has body doubles, and that's only for safety.
Of course he does. Yeah, Joe. One picture it's silver hair, one it's gold. So they're doing comms of gold and silver for finance.
Yeah, exactly. That was when he was putting those comms out there. But I'm telling you, a lot of people missed it, and
Of
we
course.
watched pretty much almost every rally he did when he was putting those comms out there. So where am I at? Okay, that was Butler. Yeah, and I have two more videos real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, here it is. That was hers. Here is Mr. Poole. Now, Mr. Poole, this is another one by way of Amina.
Mm-hmm.
Love that girl. We get on the phone and we talk all day connecting dots.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, she is man. She is on it. She woke me up earlier this morning with a lot of the stuff that she has, and I put a voice to this one as well because I want people to hear the words, and I don't want to make a mistake and stumble over it.
Mm-hmm.
Have to hear what he's saying. Here's one, and then I got one heartfelt video at the end I want to share with you guys, and it actually brought some tears to my eyes. So it's a spiritual one. It's only a couple of it's only about a minute long, but it's touching. It's touching. But check this one out.
The EBS has already started, but it's not what you think. They told you the emergency broadcast system would start with sirens. But what they didn't tell you is that it already started.
Can you see that? You see this?
I don't see the video. I just hear it.
Okay. I share it. Probably what I did.
Yeah, I see it now.
You didn't even notice.
Yeah.
There was no sound, no alert, only silence, precision silence. Banks glitched. Satellites malfunctioned. Apps crashed. Accounts locked. They told you it was a coincidence, but behind the screen, the truth was moving. At exactly 2 o'clock UTC, the quantum financial system intercepted the old banking protocols. Starlink nodes pulsed green, Space Force confirmed a full handshake, and a new reality began, quietly, without permission. The EBS is not a message, it's a takeover, and the OFS is the weapon. Every failed transaction, every closed bank, every missing wire. These aren't errors. They're executions of an old world order. You're not waiting for Gesara. You're already inside it. The deep state is evacuating. Global NGOs are going dark. 7,000 plus sealed indictments triggered in silence. Gitmo is active. IMF and DovF officials are testifying under oath and vanishing from databases. The media will never report this because they're already under the same system you are. You want proof? Look at your apps, your wallet, your screen. This is not a test. It's a transition. And those who can't feel it weren't meant to. You won't know when the broadcast begins because it already did. You're not the audience. You're the subject. The override has begun. No more warnings. No more simulations. Chains are breaking. Sovereignty is returning. The signal is not coming. It's already live.
Now that was Mr. Poole, which, if I'm correct, and please ask SG if you can.
Already on it.
Yeah, and because I want to know if he is the Postmaster General. That's what he first popped on the scene.
Yep.
Other than that, beautifully said. And I believe that's it. When we go out, we'll go out with that one little touching video. I would love to share with everyone.
Sure.
You want to play it now?
Yeah, play now, please. And I'm going to ask SG on our show this week that question, so we'll see what he says.
Okay. That's touching. I like this. So check this out. Go out with a little bit of God. So check this out.
Love it.
This is 13-year-old Logan Henderson. He lives on a ranch in the middle of Nebraska. Isolated from much of the world, he often listens to KSBJ Christian radio out of Houston, Texas, which he picks up on Sky Angel. In late October, Logan made a call to the station that would soon be heard around the world.
Hey, Mike, can I talk to you?
You bet, Logan. What's up?
I want to tell you something that God just told me.
Hey.
Last night, my dad was roping this calf. And this calf had been born from a really old cow. He didn't have really the greatest milk. He didn't have like the vitamin C and stuff.
Okay.
Hold on.
So cute. I guess his mom talking to him.
But sorry about that. But anyway, he broke her back. And this morning I wanted to put her down myself. I was talking to God. And God said, you know, Logan, my son was special, but he died for a purpose. His son is the same thing. God was close to me. God's son was close to him.
Logan, you're so right. True. Think you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. But I just wanted to tell you guys that is so important. Just remember, when you lose a loved one or a pet, always remember that God gave his son too, and he understands. He will always understand. He will always just run to him.
Logan, you're wiser than you know, buddy.
Sometimes I don't think I'm wise. Trust me, I've done a lot of stupid stuff, but I've learned from it.
Yeah, but see, buddy, that's what makes you wise. Somebody that learns from their mistakes.
Oh, I just figured I'd better call and share with you guys. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's sweet and sad at the same time. You know, it's very wise for a young man. I believe God absolutely spoke to him. There's no doubt about it.
He took the long road to learn about life, and
Mm.
he knew that he had to put the calf down, and it hurt. It hurt. I know it hurt him, but at the same time, he actually done something that a lot of us wouldn't do. Go out and, shoot the calf that you're attached to.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, man, that's it. I wanted to end on that note.
Oof. Nice and light, but important footnote nonetheless.
We talk about God all the time, so
yeah.
That I knew that would get you just as much as it gets each time I watch it. I shed a tear because I'm like, wow, this is coming from the mouth of babes, man.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna have to process that one for a little bit.
Yeah, that was a deep one.
Well, I hate to segue to this because it's hard to do, but to give you your fair shot. Where can people find your work, and any thoughts you have for the audience?
Pray, just pray for me. It's an easy segue. Just and let you know, pray. And Blindsided, it's on Amazon. Just look for that image on there. It's J.L. Hilliam. It's a combination of my writing partner. That's the name. Also coming soon is A Vexing in Vidalia. The original name of it was called Malediction, but it was too many titles of malediction. When we wrote it, you couldn't find the word malediction anywhere. And now it's all over the place. So, just we're working on that, and hopefully, currency flip, I can get my production studio off the ground, and I'll be telling you to go check us out in the movie theater, or probably straight to video or something like that, because I think movie theaters probably on their way out.
Yeah, they are, and I think you'll discover, Joe, as you know, we talked offline. I think you and people are going to be blessed better and sooner than I think they realize. We just have to trust God's timing.
Oh yeah. Well, I believe it's happening now. The ISO, wasn't that the deadline today?
Started today already. Yep.
Yeah. I thought it was 8:00 p.m. when it's supposed to kick in.
Well, but over Amina showed us that video, that article that we put on Telegram. It actually started technically behind the scenes Friday night.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. On the 11th. Right. You're right.
On the 11th. Yeah. So depending on how you look at it.
Right.
And folks, we will leave those links in the description for Big Joe's. We customarily do. We have a great suite of vendors as well for currencies, precious metals, gold and silver, which you can see silver is continuing to go up and it's not going to stop. And now it's going to break free, as well as some health solutions, which you don't have your health, you don't really have anything else. So we're going to leave those links in the description as we always do. Joe Brothers, always an honor. Thank you for the great information, the humility, and the perspective with which we ended it. It puts things on a very good perspective course. So thanks for that. And I'll be talking to you soon. And
You can still get the dong. The dong is still available.
Yeah.
Dinar is hard to find. Zim is hard to find. Silver is at around what, almost $40 now.
it's 30. Let me take a look right now. It was down a little bit this morning. It's 38.67, but that's just a touch below what it was.
Yeah, that's just
It'll get to 40 here pretty soon.
so if you can, you don't have to buy, just go get you 1 ounce. 1 ounce.
Yeah, just get in the game.
That's $40. I mean, instead of buying getting your hair done this week or buying that bottle of liquor or something like that, just go get you an ounce of silver and put it somewhere. And because that $30 is going to go to its real value, which is what, $4,000, I think, per ounce, the true value of silver.
When it's all said and done, I think it'll probably be in the double digits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be somewhere up there. So that one coin can actually, pay off a debt, or buy you a new car, buy your child a car, your new high school graduate, buy them a car with just one coin.
Well,
a silver coin. I mean,
sorry, Joe. You also have to remember silver is the foundation of robotics and manufacturing. So the big corporations, when they run out of it, are going to be probably looking to do a government buy or a corporate buy of some type, which will exponentially jump up the value of it. And be careful, folks, that you make sure that you get, if you're getting Zim bonds, you're getting legitimate ones. Make sure you get a black light to test it. You should see yellow striations on the back of the non-denominational side of the note, and that'll let you know it's legit. So.
All right, John. So next, hopefully this is the last show.
we're getting to that point. Yes. So
I'm praying that it is not that I want your show to end.
But I mean, all things have to come to an end. I mean, the point of this was to get people over the finish line and finish it, right? So
I know once this thing happens and everything is, you know what? We'll probably we'll be here. Trust me, we'll be here. We'll be around.
We'll see each other on the other side of it for sure. So
that's a rap song out called I'll Be Around. So yeah, I'll be around.
All right, brother. Well, God bless. I'll talk at you later. And thanks for being here. We'll speak soon.
All right, take it easy, man. Appreciate it.